Hey nerds! On the banks of the mighty San Juan River here in Utah, right outside of Bluff. I'm about to put on for 3 nights, 4 days, solo camping out of my Dagger Katana 10.4. It's a great boat for the purpose. And water's low, but it's gorgeous. Perfectly good for a kayak or a small raft. And yeah, there's like 2 cars in the parking lot here, so I think I'm gonna have the river pretty much to myself. Gonna be great. More later. Hey nerds! This is morning 2 here on the upper San Juan. I'm going from Sand Island to Mexican Hat. So yesterday was my first full day on the water. I'm only going 3 nights. I've got 1 more day. So I haven't done a whole lot of videos for much, but I've been taking some good photos, I think. But I just kind of wanted to run through so everybody could see what I do for my camping setup, how I pack this boat, and how I have a safe and good time down the river carrying all the gear and food that I would need. For reference, the boat is a Dagger Katana 10.4, so it's the larger of the 2 katanas. And I'm just going to kind of walk through how I pack everything into it and kind of give you an idea of what's what as it's going in. Pulled out more for now than I would normally take out at camp, just so I can show you what's how it all goes back together. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pack the stern of the boat here, just to kind of clear up some of this room. You might notice that I've already positioned the boat so it's facing towards the river, and kind of I found somewhere where I could slope it, you know, bow in, bow towards the river. And I did that because it gets pretty dang heavy, and lugging it around too far after you've loaded it is not necessarily what you want to be doing. Or at least I don't. So, first thing I'm going to do, spare paddle. Got a 4-piece breakdown. I would take it anyway, but it is definitely part of the permit here, as with any river that's permitted. So that goes back in here, and is going to just lay down flat. Let's see. Next thing I want to do, I'm going to take my kitchen. This is my kitchen bag. The only thing that's not in it is my coffee mug, because I'm still having a second cup of coffee. So anyway, that's going to come in here next. I'm going to slide that all the way to the back. I've got this cool watershed. This is my sleep kit, sleeping bag, extra down blanket, sleep pad, air mattress, pillow, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to go in here facing this way. I'm going to put it in first, like so, and it's going to be kind of here along the side. All right. Next, I've got my chair. Being here by myself, I've got plenty of room. I have the luxury of taking a chair. So, that slides all the way to the back. And just to say, for reference, I've got 1 extra little fuel canister and an extra groover kit for like extra paper and stuff just way back here, but I didn't take that out. So that goes all the way in the back. Next, I've got these 2 bags here. This is what I carry my food in. Usually the bigger one has like, you know, dinners and breakfast, and the smaller one is snacks. Good thing I'm doing the video now because I've eaten through a lot of it, so it's just that much easier to pack. A little less grunting and swearing for everybody. Anyway, these are going to go in here next to this side. They can just kind of go right in, however works out. So that's good. Next up is my trash bag. This just kind of squishes here into the back. Cool. I am wearing Chacos. So they're just going to go right on top when I'm done. But the other thing that goes in the back here is one of these buckets. The wind clear out. It's one of these buckets. This is what you want to take with you to settle water, so you can pump water when you're out on the river. So that just kind of squishes in and goes away. Speaking of coffee. Alright. Let's move forward. So next up, I'm going to pack my cockpit area. First thing that goes in is my groove tube for obvious grooving. And it just fits in this boat across the back like so. Next, Kayak Essentials bag. That's what I'm going to take with me every time I go kayaking, parakeet, things like that. So I brought it on this trip too. And it's just going to go right back here on the side next to my groove tube. One thing I love about this boat, there's a wall that's a drywall between right about here. So if there's wetness in the cockpit, it's not going to get the hatch area in the back wet also. But there's a ton of space behind your seat in that wall. So you can really pack it. So we got those things. Next up, I've got a couple of these Dromedary bags. This is a 2-liter one. I always knock the sand off. I'm going to go ahead and stuff that 2-liter Dromedary bag just kind of up under that zone there wherever I can. And then in this case, I have this blue bag. And this is actually a spare warmies kit. And so my spare warmies kit has what you would expect, you know, extra fleece, things like that. I wouldn't take it on a summer trip, but I'm here in early March, so the nights can be kind of cold, days, you never know what you're going to get. So, spare warmies kit. And I'm going to take a little bit of air out of this, like so. Okay. I like that conical shaped bag because it fits in there nicely. Like that. Great. Finally, for back here, got a throw bag. Hopefully I'm not using it on this trip. I am here by myself, but you know, I used it to just secure the boat to a bush last night, just in case. I put that, and that's all there. Good to go. Next up, we're going to go ahead and pack the bow. So up in the bow, I've got my tent. I'm going to have my clothes. And I'm going to have my water filter and some shoes. So, first thing I do is I get my tent and my clothes. I kind of make sure I'm using conical bags for that. And I'm going to kind of get them here together and slide them up into the bow at the same time. So one. So you kind of want to think about how they're going to fit together. It's kind of like a puzzle. So I've got them together. Now I'm going to slide them up all the way to the front at the same time. Next, I've got some camp shoes, water filter. So camp shoes. Sometimes you gotta fiddle with it and rearrange what's in it. But those are up there. And then my water filter just kind of goes in front. Cool, so now we can start kind of assembling the actual boat. Put it back together. One of the cool things about this kayak is that it's designed so that the foot brace, the bulkhead, comes out very easily. And it doesn't take up too much space when it's in the boat. So we're going to reassemble all that. So I'll show you what this is. This is the center column that comes out of the boat that allows you to easily take the bulkhead out. So I'll put that back here in a minute. It does have 3 screws. There's 1 for the center column, and then the 2 for the bulkhead. You always want to, when you take your gear out of the boat, you always want to make sure you screw those back on to where they came from, so you don't lose them at night. Take those off, like so. And now, the bulkhead. I'm going to knock some sand off if you need to. This is going to go in like here. Just slide it in, give it a little twist, and then it just goes right back in. this is just like any other foot brace adjustment that you've ever done in a kayak. We get there, and I mark the rails, the middle rails on the side of the bulkhead, so I know exactly what position it goes in every time. I don't have to fiddle with it too much. Next, center column. And again, the fact that you can remove this so easily and remove the bulkhead and access all this space is what makes this boat, I think, one of the best for multi-day trips. So this just kind of slides back in. There's a little notch here, and then one bolt that you put back in on the hull side. There we go. Last piece of boat equipment. This is this cool little pouch. It's like a glove box that you can obviously remove, and it just clips right back in to the to that center pillar right there. And it's super handy for accessing snacks or sunscreen, things like that, while you're in the boat. You don't even have to get out. But it's like a little glove box. So anyway, it's got two little clips, and that's it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to put on my river shoes so I can put my chacos back in here. And normally I would have my coffee mug in my kitchen bag already, but like I said, I was having a second cup of coffee this morning, so it's just going to go right on top because I got the room for it anyway. Oh, last thing to do, I've got another 4-liter Dromedary bag, and I just put it right here on the hull of the boat, and it's kind of under where my knee is, and I never even notice it when I'm paddling. Now obviously there's some loose stuff in here, so you're not going to want to swim because you can't tie everything in necessarily. I mean, you could, but that would take a lot more time or effort than a San Juan type river might be worth. But just, you want to keep that in mind, that you might have some extra stuff in here that you're not used to moving around compared to a regular kayak, regular day out on the river. Okay, back as promised. Got all my kit, gathered the last of my things, finished my coffee, and gonna go ahead and batten down the hatch. So, there's a ton of room in here. Coffee mug, thus, shoes, thus, and then this guy, this is a nice hatch. I think Dagger did a really good job on this one. So just kind of start in the front, line it up, and it just clips in. And that's it. This thing's been very waterproof. One addition that I made to my boat, and I'll leave it up to you if this is something that you would want to do to your own boat too. But I added these accessory straps for two reasons. One, I wanted to have something physical holding on this hatch, because if it blew in heavier whitewater, that'd be a bad day. So I wanted to have something that I could hold it down with. And two, I wanted to come up with a good place to carry a spare PFD if that's what I was doing. I don't have a spare PFD on this river because it's not required, and it was just one less thing to bring with me on this trip. But like doing Cataract, doing the Grand Canyon, many other permanent rivers, of course, you're going to need a spare PFD. And so what I came up with was I just drilled these 4 holes and just got these little straps and Fastex buckles. Put them together. I found one of the rubber washers that can go up inside there, so it's been very watertight, and I really haven't seen any problems with it at all. It gives me some peace of mind that it can hold this top on, and that's really that. Very straightforward. All right, I think we're ready to head on downstream. my last morning. This is pour off camp. It's been great. Just finding the groove with it all. Don't really want it to end, as these things go. Always takes 2 or 3 days to like really dial it all in and get fast and smooth. Anyway, feeling there, and now I'm done. It's a short run, only 3 days. Shoot, I could go another day or two, just based on the extra food that I've got with snacks and such. So it goes. Always good to have extra. I'm all packed up. Tent is broken down. All I need to do is change clothes and pack my boat. Anyway, guess I'm gonna go get changed. It's been great. It's been a really good trip. Cool. Time to pack up.